In this video I will show you how you can easily and quickly create 3 different cinematic transitions. You can use these transitions for all your recordings, no matter which camera you use. You will not need any plugin. I'll show you the transitions in Final Cut Pro, but basically you can create all 3 transitions in the same way in almost any other editing program. All transitions are based on the same principles and have in common that you have to plan them in advance. Also, they all include adjustments to the clip speed and work best when you add sound effects. Use a similar subject at the end of the first clip and at the beginning of the second clip. For example, when you're shooting, be sure to include the sky at the end of your clip. Your next clip should then start with the sky. Of course, you can also always tilt up and end with the sky at the end of the recording when shooting. Then when editing, you simply invert one clip so that that clip starts with the sky. It doesn't just work with the sky, of course, but also with objects that have a similar color or generally when your clips end or begin with motion blur. As you can see here, I slowed down both clips because they look more cinematic and much smoother in slow motion. At the end of the first clip and at the beginning of the second clip, I increased the speed. In other words, I added a speed ramp. And the transition is already finished. With my second transition, one clip ends behind an object, for example a tree, and the next clip begins behind a similar object. If you film both clips in the same direction, then it looks at the end as if the new location is simply on the other side of the tree. Again, I slowed down both clips and then created a speed ramp at the end of the first clip and at the beginning of the second clip. In my second example, the trees have a different color. To hide this, I added a fade effect. With my third transition, the first clip ends in the blur and the second clip begins in the blur. So the principle is basically the same as with the other 2 transitions. Here you shoot the first clip forward into the blur and the second clip back out of the blur. When shooting, you can of course also start both times in the blur. You then simply invert the clip when editing and the transition is finished. You support my channel with a like, thanks for watching and see you next time.